Hello guys, this is Albert Dura from Albert Amplifiers, and today I'm taking the advantage of having this Mesa Boogie single rectifier here for service, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about this amplifier. Rectifiers became very famous, but I have to say it, they ripped off the preamp circuit from the Soldano SLO. I'm sorry, I just said it, that's the truth. Soldano came out with this beautiful amplifier, the Soldano SLO 100. He was like a boutique builder. There were not many amplifiers around and they were very expensive. So Mesa did what they did and they started selling this amplifier, okay? It became very famous because it was very high gain. To my taste, it's a very hard to dial amplifier. It's not that you get the right tone right away, at least for my type of playing. But the thing is, people in the 90s were looking for more gain and they offer that, and they were, in the stores that people can get in and buy the amplifier right away. All the grunge bands, punk rock bands, nu metal bands, Korn, Linkin Park, Blink-182, I don't know, Limp Bizkit, all of them basically use this amplifier. Clean channel, and they have two modes, clean and push. Depending on the model, you can have like multi-watt, it could be single rectifier 50 watt, dual rectifier 100 watt, triple rectifier 150 watt. It can be 2-channel or 3-channel, depending, multi-watt, whatever, dual effects loop, I don't know, different revisions, different editions, whatever, you name it. This one is famous because of the Overdrive channel, okay? So let's go there. And we have the raw. It jumps in volume, that's why I turn it down. Raw mode. Vintage mode. For me, the vintage mode sounds like Foo Fighters, Blink-182, and a whole bunch of bands. It's not super high gain. And you have the modern. So I'm playing flat here. Basically, I have everything at noon except for the master volume because it's super loud. So what are the characteristics I think that people like about this amplifier? First of all is the amount of gain. High gain people love this amplifier. Second, it has a lot of bass, lots of bass. So when you're playing like in a nu metal band that you do power chords, drop D, open chords, this amount of bass and compression, which is the other characteristic, it helps because you can go. And the note stays there and give that weight to the sound. So I think that's the other characteristic. And the compression, along with the bass, helps to do that. What is the downside of that? That it doesn't work for all the music styles. If you're gonna play something like Metallica, it's not gonna help you to do the because there is a lot of tail in the bass. You can hear the boom, boom. I'm not here super loud or anything, and I'm using a 1x12 cabinet with a Vintage 30, which is not the best cabinet for this situation, but you get the point. This amplifier, lots of bass, lots of compression, and lots of sag. Actually, if you palm mute like for a bit, you feel how the amplifier goes like, it gets squeezed, like, I don't know if you can hear it. As you can hear as well, it has a lot of fizz. It's very piercing, you know? So that's another thing that people may like or may not like, but it gives you the it gives you the sense of the high gain. When you hear this, I mean, there are a lot of harmonics there. So that's another thing that people like. And the problem is that since you have a lot of gain and you have a ton of bass and you have a lot of fizz, it's very easy to get lost in the mix. A lot of people complain about it. Actually, I used to play in a band, and my buddy, the other guitar player, had a triple rectifier. And when we see videos, he was having issues cutting through the mix. And it's because of that. You have to tweak the amplifier very carefully if you wanna, actually be heard. So that's the reason why most of the people use a boost pedal, like a tube screamer, because they remove a little bit of bass and a little bit of highs, and they add some mids into the sound. So that way you can get like a more even response in this amplifier. So those are basically the reasons I think people may like or dislike the rectifiers. For my taste, this is not my favorite Mesa Boogie amplifier. I prefer the Mark series, even though it's even harder to dial than this one. But I prefer the feeling of the Mark series even better than the rectifiers. But I understand why people like this beast. Alright, I hope this explains why this amplifier is so famous. But before I leave, I wanted to say something. I believe that gear does not become popular by itself. Of course, it has to be good, and it needs to have some features, useful features, in order for people to use. But I think gear becomes popular when it's used in great songs. That happens to this amplifier. It was around, it had the amount of gain that people were looking for, and that's why a lot of people choose it to put it into songs. And they were great songs, so we hear them all, and that way we develop this taste for that sound. The same thing happened with the Les Paul. It was discontinued because no one liked this guitar until Jimmy Page and Eric Clapton grabbed that guitar, recorded great albums, and that's why the Les Paul is what is today, and that's why the rectifier is what is today, and that's why the plexis are what they are today. All right, this is it. I hope you liked this video. Let me know about your thoughts in the comments. Thumbs up, subscribe, share, and everything. And I'll see you next time with another amplifier.